First of all, sorry about the back screen. I know it's like greenish or something, but I was having some complications, so sorry about that. Just want to apologize for that. But I just saw the fight with Luis King Kong Ortiz and Mr. Christian Hammer, and Luis Ortiz looked good in this fight. He looked fresh in this fight. Ortiz was being the boxer. He was throwing the jab. He was controlling Christian Hammer the whole fight with that jab. He was letting the combinations. And the problem with Christian Hammer was this dude was just depending on one punch. Like the whole fight, he was just trying to catch Luis Ortiz with like a overhand right, like this looping right hand. And occasionally he was landing. He even bloodied Luis Ortiz's nose, but he wasn't doing enough of it. And I felt that if he would have been more aggressive, he would have given himself a better chance. But this is why I told you there's levels in boxing, and Luis Ortiz was clearly in a higher level than Christian Hammer. He just was. And also it shows you the level that Ortiz is compared to someone like David Price. Because remember, David Price fought Christian Hammer, and David Price got his ass whooped against Christian Hammer. And just compare the way Ortiz dominated Christian Hammer. So it just goes to show you there's levels in boxing. Ortiz is much better technically than someone like David Price. In the second round, it looked like Ortiz got dropped, but he actually didn't. It was like he got hit with like because the camera angle, he got hit with like a shot to the head with like a headbutt, and then it looked like he dropped. But this was an easy fight for Luis Ortiz. For a guy who's like 40 years old, he's able to move really good. Christian Hammer was saying in the lead up that all he has to do is press the action because Ortiz is the old man, but like he wasn't doing it. He was throwing one punch at a time. You can't do that against Luis Ortiz. Ortiz was throwing that jab, dominating him, but he was throwing combinations to the body. He kept throwing body shots, and by the way, good body shots. When he would land body shots, he would actually hurt Hammer. So the body shots were good. But he didn't do enough of it. I felt that he probably would have stopped him, but he was hurting Hammer with the body shots. He was also on his tippy toes, kind of like when he was on his tippy toes against Brian Jennings. He was kind of like on the tippy toes, trying to do an Ali boxing on the back foot, and he's effective that way. But the fight went the distance. Christian Hammer went the distance against Alexander Povetkin. So it would have been great to see him knock him out. I felt that he could have knocked him out, but Hammer was kind of negative in this fight. He was in the survivor mode. He was moving a little bit too much for me. And he just wasn't showing. He wasn't, he was acting like, this was nothing. Ortiz was, he wasn't hurt, but the reality was he wasn't doing enough. You got to do more than what he did against Luis Ortiz. So yeah, Luis Ortiz now gets past Christian Hammer. Who's it gonna fight next? Dillian Whyte. Probably. No, I would want him to fight Dillian Whyte. I heard Dillian Whyte say he called out Luis Ortiz for 2 years, so maybe now since he don't have a fight coming up with Dominic Brazil, if Dominic Brazil takes the Deontay Wilder fight, maybe then he could fight Luis Ortiz. That would be a great fight for him. I mean, wouldn't you guys agree with me? Wouldn't that be a great fight for him? Again, I apologize for the background. Well, never mind, because I'm probably going to edit the video, and you won't even see the background, so never mind about that. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe and like button. And yeah, this was just a foregone conclusion. I told you guys in my in my prediction, this was going to be an easy fight for Ortiz. But like I said, Ortiz did look good in this fight. He was throwing that jab. He looked sharp. He looked in good shape. And the fight kind of slowed down and dimmed down during the second half of during like the championship rounds. But Hammer just wasn't doing enough. Like, you can't, dude, that's the first time he fought in the United States, and he just wasn't doing enough. You gotta let your hands go, bro. You can't just he was trying to pot shot. You can't throw one punch at a time against Ortiz, man. You're not gonna win any fans over like that. I know he was showing a lot of machismo, but dude, you're not gonna win fans over like that. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Bye bye.